ISO 639-2 to 1998, Codes for the Representation of Names of Languages, Part 2. Alpha 3 code is the second part of the ISO 639 standard, which lists codes for the representation of the names of languages. The three-letter codes given for each language in this part of the standard are referred to as Alpha 3 codes. There are 464 entries in the list of ISO 639-2 codes. The U.S. Library of Congress is the registration authority for ISO 639-2. As registration authority, the LOC receives and reviews proposed changes. They also have representation on the ISO 639-RA Joint Advisory Committee responsible for maintaining the ISO 639 code tables. History and relationship to other ISO 639 standards. Work was begun on the ISO 639-2 standard in 1989, because the ISO 639-1 standard, which uses only two-letter codes for languages, is not able to accommodate a sufficient number of languages. The ISO 639-2 standard was first released in 1998. In practice, ISO 639-2 has largely been superseded by ISO 639-3, which includes codes for all the individual languages in ISO 639-2 plus many more. It also includes the special and reserved codes, and is designed not to conflict with ISO 639-2. ISO 639-3, however, does not include any of the collective languages in ISO 639-2. Most of these are included in ISO 639-5, B and T codes. While most languages are given one code by the standard, 20 of the languages described have two three-letter codes, a bibliographic code, which is derived from the English name for the language and was a necessary legacy feature, and a terminological code, which is derived from the native name for the language. Each of these 20 languages is also included in the ISO 639-1 standard. In general, the T codes are favored. ISO 639-3 uses ISO 639-2 T. However, ISO 15924 derives its codes when possible from ISO 639-2 B. Scopes and types. The codes in ISO 639-2 have a variety of scopes of denotation, or types of meaning and use, some of which are described in more detail below. Individual languages, macrolanguages, collections of languages, dialects, reserved for local use, special situations. Individual languages are further classified as to type: living languages, extinct languages, ancient languages, historic languages, constructed languages, collections of languages. Some ISO 639-2 codes that are commonly used for languages do not precisely represent a particular language or some related languages. They are regarded as collective language codes and are excluded from ISO 639-3. For a definition of macrolanguages and collective languages, see the collective language codes in ISO 639-2 are listed below. The following two codes are identified as collective codes in ISO 639-2 but are missing from ISO 639-5. BIH Bahari, Himachali. Codes registered for 639-2 that are listed as collective codes in ISO 639-5. AFA Afro-Asiatic languages. ALG Algonquin languages. APA Apache languages. ART Artificial languages. Athapascan languages. Oz Australian languages. Bad Banda languages. Baiba Milk languages. Balbaluchi language. Bat Baltic languages. Berber languages. BNT Bantu languages. BTK Batak languages. Kai Central American Indian languages. CAU Caucasian languages. Cel Celtic languages. CMC Chamic languages. Colonel Chinook language. CPE Creoles and Pidgins, English-based. CPF Creoles and Pidgins, French-based. CPP Creoles and Pidgins, Portuguese-based. CRP Creoles and Pidgins, Cuscushitic languages. Dayland Dayak languages. DRA Dravidian languages. FIU Finno-Ugrian languages. GEM Germanic languages. IJO languages. Incandic languages. Indo-European languages. Iro-Iranian languages. Iro-Iroquoian languages. Kakaran languages. Khi Khoisan languages. Kor-Korean languages. Kro-Kru languages. Map Austronesian languages. MKH Mon Khmer languages. MNO Manobo languages. Mun-Munda languages. MYN Mayan languages. Na-Huatl languages. Ni North American Indian languages. Nik Niger Congo languages. Nub Nubian languages. Oto Otomian languages. Pa Papuan languages. Phi Philippine languages. Pra Prakrit languages. Roa Romance languages. Psi South American Indian languages. Sal Salishan languages. Sem Semitic languages. SGN Sign languages. Seo-Suan languages. Sit-Sino-Tibetan languages. SLA Slavic languages. SMI Sami languages. Sun-Songhae languages. SSA Nilo-Saharan languages. Tai-Tai languages. Tup-Tupi languages. Tut-Altaic languages. Wak-Wakashan languages. Wensorbian languages. YPK-Upik languages. ZND Zande languages. Reserved for local use. The interval from QA8 of QTZ is reserved for local use, and is not used in ISO 639-2 nor in ISO 639-3. These codes are typically used privately for languages not in either standard. Special situations. There are 4 generic codes for special situations. MIS is listed as uncoded languages. Null is applied when several languages are used and it is not practical to specify all the appropriate language codes. Und is used in situations in which a language or languages must be indicated but the language cannot be identified. ZXX is listed in the code list as no linguistic content, e.g., animal sounds. These 4 codes are also used in ISO 639-3.